What's going on, guys? Welcome back to episode 16 today of the My Player Career Mode. This one is huge, as you guys know. Derby County sits 7 points behind the playoff spot, which is 6th, currently held by Norwich. And there's 4 games remaining in today's episode, all of which will be played today. So, by the end of the episode, Derby will either scrape themselves into the playoffs, or we'll be in the same situation that we began the episode off with. So, showing you right here how the table is currently looking. The best bit is that Norwich and Sheffield Wednesday face each other off in this first game here. So, provided we beat Birmingham, who were second or third from bottom at this time going into game, can't quite remember, but I did show you in the table, then one of these two teams will drop points. Or they both draw, and hence they drop 2 points each. So, if we beat Birmingham, then there's every chance that we are still within touching distance of it. But anything less than a win against Birmingham would be massively detrimental to the cause here. And it would just be nice to see us try and get into that last playoff spot, you know. I said to you guys I wanted to try and take a championship team up to the Premier League and help them stay in there. That's still what I want to do and see if we can do it. But we're going to have to try and win all 4 games today if we want that to happen. We had a good chance actually in the first few minutes of this one, but the pass there you saw, I don't quite know why. As if I just didn't lock onto the ball through. But we fought our way into some chances early on. And my plaudits have to go to Tomasz Kuszczak in the Birmingham goal, because he was sensational in this particular game. Not forced into much in the first 30 minutes as Huddleston fired that shot over the crossbar. But then he sprung into action. 25 minutes gone here. You can see we played a ball inside towards Mason Mount. He found his way through to Anya. He shoots. It's a good save. And then I have no idea what happened between the centre-back and Tomasz Kuszczak, because in the end, the ball ended up going just across the goal line. So close to opening up the scoring here at this away game in Birmingham. So quite frustrating, but we had to continue on and see if we could find the breakthrough. 35 minutes gone. Again, Huddleston in towards Anya. And yet again, Kuszczak was there to deny the winger. So not been the best first half of football that we're looking at here, because all that's happened is we've had chance after chance after chance. And largely Tomasz Kuszczak has played a blinder as he then gets here to save Tom Lawrence's strike before the break would end. Then the second half opened up. And of course, when you have a situation where you've battered a goal line and tried your hardest to get yourselves in front, you have to remain concentrated. That didn't happen. In Birmingham's first attack of the game, they went down the left-hand side. Derby's first time of being asked to defend. They weren't able to do it. Jukovic puts the ball in with the header, in off the underside of the crossbar, and it was Birmingham 1, Derby County 0. Pretty much sinking any hopes of a playoff, or so we thought, until we found our way up the other side of the pitch, laid it to Tom Lawrence, and he smashed it home to make it Birmingham 1, Derby 1. But where was that finish moments before it that could have given us a lead instead of an equalising goal? Obviously, still very happy to get the equaliser because we don't want to lose the game. But at least we're back on level terms, and we have been by far the better side here in this game. So I was looking at this thinking, we need to find a second. We have to get this goal. You know, if we don't get in the playoffs, it'll be situations like this where, I mean, no disrespect to Birmingham, they are a good side. But if they're third from bottom or second from bottom, they're in the relegation zone, and we are trying to fight our way into the playoffs. These are games we have to be winning if we are seriously trying to get up there. So, like I said to you guys, it's a disappointment, but at least it's not a loss. At least we did get a single point here. A 1-1 draw, courtesy of Lawrence's equalising goal after Jukovic put the home side ahead. But again, showing you the match facts, it was pretty much all Derby from the game. You can see as well here, Kuszczak made 9 saves in that 90-minute spell. So that's an average of a save every 10 minutes, which is pretty damn ridiculous from the Birmingham goalkeeper. Disappointing way to start the episode off, and it didn't help the cause because it just so happens Sheffield Wednesday did take points off of Norwich. They beat them. So, had we have won that game there, we would have gone to 4 points behind Norwich with obviously 9 to actually play for. So, like I said, that if we'd have won that, even better. So, it's going to be us against Norwich now for the final spot. And we are probably going to try our hardest to take it right down to the wire. We need them to drop points, basically. It's not in our hands. We can't just win all of our games and get there. We have to win and hope that they'll drop points against some teams. They've got some difficult games, though, to come. They've got to play Stoke City, I believe, who are top, obviously. And they've also got to play Aston Villa, who are in the top 4. They're third at the moment. So they have got some tough games to come. So hopefully they will drop some points, and we will be able to climb up the table and nick that last playoff spot. But regardless, jumping into game number 2 was against QPR back at Pride Park. And I felt very, very good going into this game. I just felt like we were going to be able to potentially score where we lacked a finish in the last game. We were battering Birmingham in the early stages. I felt like this time, if we had those chances, we were going to score, and it was the case. Harry Wilson put the home side ahead through this effort right here. Obviously on loan from Liverpool, he will be returning back to the Premier League club at the end of the season, as will Mason Mount, because he's on loan from Chelsea. So you've kind of got to think about this for next season. Irrelevant of whatever football we're playing, Championship, Premier League, whichever one, we are going to be without Mason Mount. We're going to be without Harry Wilson, who are playing massive parts in this team for Derby. So it's just going to be interesting to see who comes in to take their places, really, and actually help us try and score goals next year. But that is a fantastic finish from Harry Wilson, and he gave Derby the lead in another much-needed win game. So we need to hold on to this time. Nothing stupid. We can't afford a draw. We have to win the game. QPR made life very, very difficult. 26 minutes in. Cousins here lays it out wide to Furlong. He goes back inside, I do believe, back to Cousins. He goes back out to Furlong. Lovely football. Cross-whipped in. The header's goal-bound. It came off the crossbar. And I was genuinely sat there thinking to myself, that's the luck that we require. If we're going to get ourselves into the playoffs, we need to ride our luck. And that there was one of those moments. So, we just about survived. It was not 1-1, but from the corner, we didn't learn our lesson because the ball gets put in here. I mean, it's a fantastic header. But then again, I don't believe this should be going in the back of the net. It's Derby 1, QPR 1. I'll show you from this angle. The man on the line on the post here goes off of the post, and I feel like if he'd have stayed on it, he'd have blocked this. Like, I don't know what happened there. A mix of the goalkeeper and that number 5 stood on the line there. If he'd have stayed on the line, like I said, I think he blocks that. But then he jumps like, what's going on? Just what is that? Anyways, Derby 1, QPR 1, back to square one. We need to find another goal to get ourselves in front. Again, a draw is not enough. But then this really did tilt me. You see, he ran so far down that left-hand side. Lovely ball through. Cousins is in. Keeper no man's land. QPR make it 2-1. 50 minutes gone at Pride Park. Not only had we lost the 1-0 lead we had to end up going to a draw, we were now 2-1 behind. And we needed to claw back 6 points to try and get in the playoffs. 6 points is what we had to claw back. And after this game, there's only going to be 6 to play for. So, if Norwich win their game, then things are going to be very, 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 very annoying indeed. Now, I did have a chance, and I should have buried it. Didn't do. Maybe that's a little bit of nerves. Maybe that's a little bit of pressure. Potentially, in the second half. This one really was frustrating as well. Look at this. Lovely little feint around the defender. Catch mechanic stupid. We get caught up. I managed to go round the next man. Through clear one-on-one, couldn't squeeze it back on the left foot, had to take it right-footed, and the keeper literally knew nothing about the save. We just kicked it, it hit him on the arm, and he saved it. I mean, I should have scored that one as well. Like, that's 2 chances that I've had here, and I can't even blame my team for the lack of goals in the game, because I've had 3 shots now, and not scored where I should be finishing them. The only thing I can say is that defensively, it was not good enough. Like, we've conceded the lowest amount of goals out of any team in the Championship this year, and yet, already, we've conceded 3 and 2 here in the most important part of this season. The most important episode. We already conceded 3 goals. Not good enough. So, 2-1 defeat to QPR means that if Norwich did win their game, that was it. Our journey was coming to an end. We wouldn't be able to get ourselves into the top 6. But as you can see right here, Norwich, they didn't win it. They were still 6 points ahead with 6 to play for. They had lost their 44th game of the season, which means we take on Bristol City, and they were travelling to Aston Villa to take them on. Again, a draw is enough for Norwich. We require them to lose both of their games, and we have to win both of our games to even actually get into the position. We do have a superior goal difference, but theoretically, there's a massive chance that we're not going to get playoffs. There's a very slim chance we will, but the large portion of it is that it's not going to be playoffs this season for Derby, Frank Lampard, and ourselves. But we just have to keep battling away. We'll battle away right until the final game and obviously give everything we've got. And it was good that we did that because right into this game here against Bristol City away from home, 4 minutes in, we got a massive slice of luck and ended up going 1-0 in front. I tried to lay that ball across the face of goal towards, I think it was Tom Lawrence who was marked in the middle. It just bounced off the Bristol City defender and found its way into the empty net, beating the goalkeeper on the way through as well. You can see there, very, very large slice of luck to even get that goal as Webster scores an own goal. But again, it's going to be a situation where we have to just try and hold out this lead because as you've seen, against QPR we weren't able to do it. We ended up conceding and then conceding again. We should have been 2-0 in front. I had a shot and it came off the woodwork. It's not good, is it? When you think about the situation we're in, that second goal really would have calmed some nerves. But into the second half, corner whipped in, a free kick whipped in. Eventually the ball comes in towards the middle towards Joe Bryson, whose shot was well saved by the goalkeeper. Felt that there was maybe a call for offside in there as well. And this is where it worries me. Like, we're winning the game 1-0. Why are we messing around at the back? Why are we not clearing our lines? It could have so easily been 1-1 there. We got away with one. But again, just clear the lines. Why are we messing around? But then, 15 minutes to go, we were able to find the second goal. A lovely curling effort in towards the bottom corner. We made it 2-0, and that was pretty much points secured. So we've done our bit. That's all we can do now. We have to wait and see what Norwich are going to do. I believe they were playing Blackburn in their 45th game of the season. So again, they are in, I believe, the top 10. And they might even be in the top 6, to be fair. I haven't really been focused. I know Villa are 3rd. Obviously, Sheffield Wednesday are 5th. I'm not sure who the 4th place side is. I just wasn't really focused on it. I was more looking at Norwich than anything else because obviously they're the team that we're trying to chase. So first bit of us is done. We can only do that. We can only win our game by a 1-0. We've done that. We get the 3 points. Oh, sorry, 2-0 it was actually, in fact. Yeah, of course. We got the first one through Webster, a goal, and that second strike there. And we were just waiting to see what Norwich did. So I didn't let you guys know until we were going into the 4th and final game of the season here. Back at Pride Park, West Brom, the opponents. And actually, West Brom, that's the team who are in 4th. I forgot about it, but there they are. That is the team who are in 4th. At this stage, they are actually travelling, our Norwich. They're travelling to, I believe, Aston Villa for the final game of the season. But as you can see, they lost in their 45th game, which means we have to win, they have to lose. That is the only way we get ourselves into the playoffs this season. The only way. If they draw, we're out. If they win, we're out. If we don't win, we're out. The only way we get in there is by us winning, them losing. There's a high chance that that's possible because, as I said, they're taking on Villa. We're taking on West Brom. Villa and West Brom are 3rd and 4th. So, arguably, these are the games where it's cut or not because if we get a result against West Brom who are 4th, but they don't get a result against Villa, I feel like we deserve to be in that top 6. But then again, same thing goes for them. If they get the result against Villa, then fair play to them. They deserve to be in there. So Norwich have to lose. We have to win. And we made our intent very, very clear early on. Josef Zoom putting in the cross and finding Tom Lawrence, who heads us in front inside 16 minutes. Perfect dream start here at Pride Park to the game. But we had to remain concentrated. We had to keep our cool because, as you guys know, showing you in the league table, that means nothing. We've done the first bit, but we still require the second. So although, yes, we are 1-0 in front, fantastic, great start, we still have to see the game out. We have to win this one. So didn't want to get ahead of ourselves, didn't want to celebrate too early, didn't want to think about the potential of being in the playoffs as Tom Lawrence put that header in. All I was focused on was getting back in position, making sure we didn't concede against West Brom. And it took till the second half for anything else to appear. We decided to have a shot because they stepped off us massively, but I forced the keeper into a save. He wasn't right in the corner, though, as I maybe had hoped. So not the greatest effort from myself. But like I said, my only intention here was to make sure we saw out this game. This ball from Mason Mount needed power. It needed so much more power. I got a little bit lucky, though, to actually get on the rebound of that one. Could have said it was a free kick. I believed it was. Referee didn't give it. We hit the woodwork, though, in a game where that would have secured us a 2-0 win. And that would have been massive for our potential in this one. But we continue the highlight on here, as you can see. And again, we have a shot looking for that second goal. I don't know what's wrong with me. On another day, I'd have banged that, and I'd have banged the one that we had earlier as well in the other game. So, annoyingly, that right there, I didn't know if we'd done enough. A 1-0 win, we still had to wait and see what Norwich had done, okay? Goal difference-wise, we had a massive advantage over them. It was largely just waiting and seeing the result of Norwich versus Aston Villa. We'd done our bit. We needed Villa to do their bit. But unfortunately, as you can see right there at the top, Villa won, Norwich won, which means Norwich stay 6th. After 46 championship games, this has never happened to me in a My Player series before. We are not going to help a championship team into the Premier League. I can't believe it. 7th place by a single point. And now I'm going to say something that's going to tilt you guys even more. The defeat to QPR earlier, if we hadn't have conceded that second goal, or if we had have scored a second, also earlier on in that 1-1 draw against Birmingham, where we had so many chances, Kuszczak saved them, they got that lucky goal. If that didn't go in, and we'd have got the win, we would have been getting playoffs. A single point is the thing that separates us. Absolutely gutting. Really is. I apologise for getting the car alarm, by the way. It's just started going off. Don't know where on earth it is, but it's very loud. And that, ladies and gentlemen, ends off the first season of My Player Career Mode. I don't know where we go from here, to be honest. I don't know what football we're going to be playing next year. Don't know if we're going to be playing Premier League. Don't know if we're going to be playing Championship still. Team of the competition, there was some good news. We were included in it. Player of the competition, we weren't the player of the competition, though. The youth also got the top score. I think we came third in the overall list. I'm showing you some of the other leagues as well, just to show you kind of who was winning what, who was doing what, so that we know in case an offer comes in exactly whether or not we're playing in Europa League or Champions League football. But like I said, I have no idea, absolutely no idea what's going to happen next. So I guess the best thing to do is just kind of go with the flow and see what kind of comes really next year. See who's interested, maybe make our decision. Obviously, if you guys want to leave me a comment and think about what we could do, i.e. we could move clubs. If you want to see us move clubs, then I guess leave me a comment, whatever. But for now, all I know is that we are remaining a Derby County player for the moment. And of course, I'll be back again with Season 2 of the My Player Career Mode from the next episode. And we'll see exactly what's going to happen. Worst case scenario is we're stuck here in the Championship for another year. Best case scenario, we move to somewhere else. The Chinese Super League is also in the game this year. And I do at some stage want to go there. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, ending off Season 1, Derby County a point off of playoffs. We are not taking part, and we will have to play Championship football again next season. Like I said, wait around to see what happens in the beginning of Season 2. Do leave me a comment what you guys are thinking and feeling at the moment. But for now, that's it for the first season. Catch you again for Season 2 soon. Adios.